Hey, this is a quick overview of how to build a financial model in just 20 minutes. Sounds exciting, isn't it? So this uses cutting-edge piece of technology developed for automating model. It's called the EMF Automation Engine. And yes, this is designed for anybody who may or may not be completely familiar with financial models. It saves both time and costs and also reduces risk of errors. What you need to provide with is just few answers for a simple set of questions, which are required for building the right model for you. So let's get to it. We start by opening the site eModelFactory.com. And to use the software, you will need to log in with your credentials. If you don't have an account, you can create one for free. Either you can register through our site using Create Account button, or sign in directly using your LinkedIn or Google credentials. Once logged on, you can now navigate through Create Model tab, or click on Create My Own Model button, right on the home page. Scroll down to pick your starting template, which could either be blank or pre-filled. Pre-filled already has inputs populated and can get you started straight away. We will be adding more pre-filled templates in near future, for ease in populating inputs suited to different industries and sectors. Alright, let's choose a blank corporate template here. This is Inputs page 1 of 3. We start by providing project and timeline details. Let's keep project name as My First Model. Purpose of build is raising capital, forecast planning, and valuations. Industry is manufacturing, geography is UK. Our business is in planning stage, and further we will need scenarios and sensitivity for detailed analysis. Currency is in thousands GBP. We wish to enter our forecast inputs per period. Similarly, populate timeline info like model start date. Let's say, beginning of year 2020. We have financial year start month as Jan, periodicity is annual, model duration is 5 years. Since we are not operational yet, actual number of periods is none, and partial period factor is 30 by 360. So, we have filled all inputs, and it's time to move on to the next page. Click on Submit Requirements. Now we enter, second and last inputs page, where information about various items, for instance, revenue, costs, capex, debt, etc. will be required. We start by entering revenue items, applicable for the business. Let's say, product revenue, and forecast logic as volume times price, and service revenue can be entered in the same way. Similarly, costs items can be entered. Let's keep the forecast logic same. Moving on, we have OPEX. Now, there can be subcategories within the main cost heading. Well, these can be added in sub-item boxes, just below the main heading. However, these should be separated by comma. Let's choose forecast logic here, and quickly populate rest of the OPEX items. Now, what if you have more items than 3 main heads of costs? Click on Add More Items button to show more input boxes. There can be a maximum of 9 main heads and 20 subcategories, each. This is also applicable to revenue and COGS items worked out earlier. Let's populate rest of the OPEX items. Costs like rent and insurance could fall intermittently, so we use this section to fill in those kinds of costs. Let's quickly populate them. Likewise, capex entries can be filled, and it comes with an additional choice for depreciation method. Here we go. One thing to note here is that each capex main head will have a separate asset balance, but will remain the same for all subcategories. If your business has debt component, you can include it here. So let's call it as term loan, which will be repaid as annuity. Then there's option for debentures, convertible or non-convertible, under unsecured debt options. Let's skip this part and get on with the revolving credit facilities. You just need to tick the checkboxes right next to the entries, to include them, into the model. Some entries in the below section are already populated. Feel free to change them, if you think so. You can also add working capital delays here itself, as per your business case. EMF Engine will auto-adjust working capital logics, as per your input and timeline periodicity. The last section is metrics that you can choose for your analysis. Let me keep all liquidity, efficiency, and profitability ratios, along with margins and valuation. We are now done with the inputs page. Click on Submit Requirements. And the next page we have is a summary of all inputs, entered for you to review and revisit, if any corrections needs to be made. Once verified, click on the third and the last Submit button, to mark completion of the input forms. Now you can just sit and relax, or grab a cup of coffee. Meanwhile, EMF Engine will do the heavy lifting for you. It will take a couple of minutes, and, once completed, the model will be directly mailed to your registered ID. If you wish to see the output model from this demo, you can download it on our homepage. In case you need assistance, feel free to contact us, through our website, or mail us directly to hello@emodelfactory.com. We will get in touch.